Right, just to give you an idea, whatever's on that screen there, that's the last two events. So that's actual footage of the guys that raced before. Xavier, you there as well, somewhere there. Calvin, you there. Kom as jy moet net vir my sê as jy live is, hoor. Nou, jy kan actually gaan wanneer jy reg is. Good evening. Welcome to Cronorally 2024. Thanks a million, you guys, for being here. Clinton, Motorbike Shed, ladies, Mari, thank you for allowing us to be here. We really appreciate it. We can't host events or evenings like this if it isn't for you guys. And yeah, welcome to your new adventure. I hope everyone that's here knows the spot now and will come visit more often. Chrono 2024. This is going to be an interesting one. Just to go back to the start, Chrono 2022 started, a 3-day event in Springbok, in the Makwaland area. You only ride on your road book because it is a rally, obviously. And there's a few guys that has got some of these. These are the only, you have to race it to earn it. So I see there's a couple of guys, Calvin, Xavier, you coming for another one, hopefully. Renier, you coming for your second, I hope. That's the idea. For the crew that's here, thanks a lot, guys. It means a lot. Right, Chrono 24 will be hosted at the Houthoop Guest Farm outside Kleinseer. Now, not everybody knows where Kleinseer is, so I made you a sort of a cross to tell you where it is. Why is you not working? There. It's over there. Over there. We're on the West Coast this year, doing Chrono 2024 by the ocean. That's the idea. We are on a guest farm. There's enough space for us to actually host the 4-day event there, and it is exclusively to us. There's no one else there. Now, just to give you an idea of what we are going to do this year. Oh, sorry, I just wanted to say thanks again, Clinton. There we are. We are actually, for the guys that's online, we are at the Motorbike Shed in Brackenfell, Okwambu Park. So this is a new spot for you to come check out. One of the reasons why we are here is also because they are the agents, the distributors of the new Covey motorbike. Kobus, geef ons a show of the new Covey 450 standing there, and thank you very much for bringing it. Fred, we are liking what we're seeing. Guys, check out the new Covey. They are here to represent, and hopefully, if our plans goes to, or if everything goes to plan, there will be one on the event for you to test. So basically, Xavier, when you've done your prologue, you can jump off your bike and check if you can do it faster on the Covey. So that's the idea. We are working on trying to get it there, but obviously Covey is a rally bike. That's why we're bringing it along. They're also becoming part of the brand, and that is what makes it so necessary to be there. Right. So we're starting on the 8th of August. Let me just go to where I need to be. Right. Cronorally 2024, just to give you an outline of the map, that's the actual base route that we are looking at. So, we are starting at the Bivouac, and that is your prologue. Your prologue is a 19-kilometer jeep track section running through the farmer's own farm into a red dune section where you will enter the dune and ride the side of the dune with the bucket list guys being in the middle. We'll focus on the bucket list 4x4 guys later because they've got a little bit of surprise coming. So as I said, on the 8th of August, scrutineering and prologue will start at the Houthoop Guest Farm, daar bo in Kleinseer, and the scrutineering is basically just to make sure everyone and all the bikes comply to MSA rules and regulations. We've got our permit number, our MSA permit, and we are now opening entries. So entries will open at the end of the evening, and hopefully we will have our 25 competitors going for this year. Right, so once the prologue is done, we will get to decide who goes first. So the first 5 competitors first 10 competitors can choose their starting spots. So the guys will have to think wisely. That's supposed to be over there somewhere. Okay, so as I said, 1 bivouac only this year. We're not doing multiple bivouacs. We're only doing in the Northern Cape. So this is the only place we will be from the start to the end of the rally. So every day we move away, come back to the same spot. Every rider will be in a bed. No camping, no caravan stuff. You'll be in a bed, 2 people sharing in a little chalet little thingy, but yeah. And you've got your own private bath and shower facility there. Veronica is actually doing a little bit extras for us on the event. Then, so as I said, 8th of August, scrutineering and prologue. 9th of August, we do the whole Gat Rivier. Some guys has been there before, some hasn't. I can tell you one thing, I got stuck in that river at about 5:30 in the afternoon. My plan was to get out. I slept in the river because I couldn't get out. So I had to backtrack quite a while, or quite a stretch to get out. Poor little Jimmy made it, but Silver Jakkers always does. Where are we going? We're actually going from Bivouac. We're going right up into the whole Gat River and all the way back. Stage is about, I forgot the stage distance. Stage 448 kilometers for the day. Your liaison, 55 kilometers to the start. 283 kilometer special and 115 kilometer return leg. Now, interesting enough, I reversed the route so that someone can run out of fuel again on the return liaison. Reniera's got some experience with that, but yeah, you can tow yourself into the closest petrol station. Sorry, Renier, I have to put you on the spot there. The beauty of the northern part of Namaqualand is if you return, you've got this dead headwind, and that dead headwind takes your fuel consumption to the max. So yeah, we're throwing you in the deep end there. So then on the 10th of August, hello, something's not gelling here. On the 10th of August, stage 2, we're doing the West Coast route, so we're basically coming from Houtwip all the way down to Honecker Bay, all the way down to Cronorally, from Cronorally into our famous, welcome Martin, hello. We're coming down past Cronorally, we're going to go do some beach surfing. Literally, you are going onto the beach. Bucket list, once again, you will be welcoming the guys on the ocean, so take a couple of buckets of seawater and just give them a splash. They'll be heated up and ready to go into the farm section. I purposely took this part out because it is navigational nightmare, but the navigation has been put there to make it as interesting as possible. You are going to go in a cap heading, you're going to see someone else coming down the side of you in a different cap heading, and you're going to think you have to cross, but no, there's a waypoint over there. You have to go fetch that waypoint. So yes, this year I made it. The guys loop up and down the Jeep tracks we're on 6 different farms here, and it's all thick sand. and that's going to make it interesting. Some of it was part of last year's route, but we've added about 120 Ks of new routes. Then we come back, cross back all the way back to the bivouac in, once again, Houtwip. Stage distance for stage 2, we're looking at 523 kilometers. This is also the only day that you've got a long liaison. Your liaison is 160 Ks, but to get from there to where we race is a distance. Although when you return, you don't return at the same track, you go a different track once again. We are privileged to go through a park with permission, and you'll see a couple of wildlife as well. So stay on the road, don't chase the wildlife, please. Total stage distance, 526 kilometers for the day. Your special is about 296 kilometers, so a lot of work, and 99% of the special is thick sand. And as one of the comments said, I think Paul Brinkamp said it, he asked if he can ask a question on the group as well. He said, he questions his life choices, but and someone commented and said, it's normally when the tank is full. Yes, your refuel stop is just before the thick sand, so jammer, it has to happen. You're going to have to fuel at the start of the special because it is a long section and the thick sand is going to make you use your fuel. The start of the special and the end of the special are the same spot, so your refuel is on the same spot again. And there's no way we can give you fuel if you're in those farms. So you'll have to struggle out of there by yourself. Then on the 11th of August, we finish with stage 3, which is the longest stage of the race, 583 kilometers. Your start liaison is 105 kilometers, and then you start with a massive 423 kilometer special. We are leaving the bivouac and we're starting round about there, and we are going through a rough section, but all jeep track. Then we hit a open section and the mountains. Now this section over here all the way to from here all the way here is David Ellis's training ground. Now some guys know David Ellis. That guy is super fast on a bike. I've seen him outride a lot of people, and he's given me some mountain sections where he struggled. So this year is going to be clipper. There will be 2 cutoff points, one being over here and one being over there. The reason for that, it is the last day and it is going to be critical for everybody to return before 6 o'clock the evening. Once again, that is a tough route. Now, Martin, you know last year that day stage 5, it is about 3 times as hard as stage 5 from last year. Just this section. The last section is part of the first section we did in 2022, which comes through the edge of the Richtersveld, through the Klippepak area. It's beautiful scenery. It's your relaxed, cool down, get home section. But your focus will be on this section. We call it the Namakwa David Ellis route for a reason, because you won't have long hair as he has when you've gone through there. You'll be pulling it out after that. A full day. We've got plenty of backup on that day to make sure everybody is there. Just to give you an idea, this is where Springbok is. So you've got quite a far section in, out. Orange River is round about there. So you're going to travel quite up and down for quite a bit of a distance. Anyone got a question about this year's route so far? All good for now? Let me just see if Uncle Paul wants to ask a question. Paul, are you here? Are you here? No, Uncle Paul's not asking a question yet. Then, what is happening here? Click home. Yes. Every day has got, or day one has got, where am I? One fuel stop. Once again, this year we ask all riders to, once you start, bring your 2 jerry cans. The second jerry can is only for day 3. Day 2 and 3. The reason for that is it's quite a distance after the rally to fuel, but the only fuel spot we've got is one petrol pump in Kleinseer. So the more fuel you have with yourself, the easier it becomes to fill up in the bivouac, because we are 15 kilometers outside of a town. We are not in a town. All competitors with crew, their crew will have to go in, fill up the fuel tanks. All Malamoto competitors, we will arrange fuel for you by sending a vehicle in, filling up your cans. And this year, we will work out the fuel cost to have those cans filled up, and you will have to pay that up front into account. So we just go swipe once. Anything that you did not use, we will return to you or stand it over to the next event. It just makes it easier than everybody giving cash, and we've got one person trying to fill up each guy's fuel tank with a slippy here and a slippy there, like this, just on your phone, and you're going to ride that section. Guys, any questions you've got for us? Andre? For? Oh, for Rally Rampage. They have to, when they enter, they have to have a medical and third party or vehicle insurance. That still remains the same. Even although they fall under the bucket list and it's not timed and tracked, it's still compulsory. Yes. The bucket list, the 4x4s. There will be no bucket list bikes this year. There will be Rampage class, which is an interactive road book, and there will be the bucket list 4x4s. Now, the bucket list 4x4s, you will be, Kobus, can you go back to the map quickly for me, please? The bucket list on scrutineering day will be with us in the bivouac, and you will stand in a red dune section, as I said, to see the rally bikes come through. Once we've set up our times, we will have a new challenge for you guys to do. The bucket list will not go up to Hol Gatrivier. They will come explore through the Namakwa Park area, and they will just outside of Cronorally. There's a big open camping spot in the waterfall area where the guys can camp. It is a fantastic, you literally from here to the TV, you're in the ocean. If it's high tide, the water will come right up to your campsite. So the bucket list guys will support the Rampage guys. They will wait for the Rampage guys to come through the section, because they will have to fuel on that section, because the Rampage guys, not all of them can do 250 kilometers, although we recommend that has to be. If you enter for the Rampage, you will have to do 250 Ks, whether your bike can do it or you've got fuel mounted on your bike in a legal way. You need to be able to do 250 Ks. The bucket list will also assist us with carrying some fuel and some backup for the Rampage guys. And then once everybody is passed, the bucket list will go through the same route that the rally went through, take a tar road and end up in Doringrivier. Now the Doringrivier is here, and there is a special area where once you get into that river, the baboons sits there on the koppies and they sit and laugh at you. So you're going to camp it's going to be interesting camp, if I can put it that way. After that, the bucket list will come back to the bivouac and join us for the last evening prize giving, and as I call it, brandewyn and braai, but it's more the prize giving that's important. So yeah, that's the idea for Chrono 2024. Anyone else want to ask something, or did I leave out something? Nothing. Oh, yeah, wait. Kevin. Kevin's asking, did I hear right? Stage 2 is 296 special with no fuel stops in the middle. There is where you start and where you end is a fuel stop. And is it 290? 246 Ks. Sorry, 246 Ks. I must just double check that. But yes, it is a long, long one, and it is thick sand. So yes, Kevin, you will have to manage fuel. Remember, it's not the fastest guy who wins the rally. It's the guy who least amount of penalties and managed the race the best. That is who wins the race. Paul's asking, please post the stage breakdown with fuel distances. That's in the SRs. The SRs was approved today, so we will be sending that out within the next couple of days. Martin.
A couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I understood, the Rampage guys, are they doing the track on the same day than the rally guys? Same tracks, same route?
Correct, yes.
They a little bit later, or what?
They will depart 30 minutes after the last competitor, being the side-by-sides. Once again, it is that debatable thing of side-by-sides depart after all bikes. Some wants the side-by-sides to depart in their spots. We will decide that on the day. But yes, the Rally Rampage adventure riders will depart minimum a half an hour after the last rider has gone.
They're allowed to race whatever speed they want to race.
No, it's not a race for them. They are doing an adventure ride. If he catches up to one of the rally riders, they can't race each other. It's just not in the books.
Is there a speed limit on what you can do?
Well, I'll put a speak up on the road for them. Yeah.
Road books, electronic and paper, it's the same class for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody's in the same class.
Everybody's in the same class. The GP and the open class is same class, paper or electronic road book. Do you want it split?
I don't know if there's enough competitors to split it. Maybe my next question will answer that. So, may I ask who's doing the road books?
Rally Rampage, Eugene Biefka is doing the road books for this year.
So last year there was
All discussion with active waypoints and interact.
acknowledgement of
Yeah.
waypoints which you get on electronic and you don't get on paper. So will it be the same scenario? Or is
We will stick to what this gives you. So if you've got an electronic tablet, if you ride electronic, you will not get confirmation whether you hit the waypoint or not, because the paper doesn't give you a interactive. The interactive guys, they'll get active waypoints. In the future, if the interactive develops more into electronics, that will become the norm. But this year, we are not acknowledging waypoints on the electronic roadbooks now.
not necessarily a bad thing, but if the last rally rider is lost and the first of the active guys
Yes,
gets up to
they are allowed to help each other, yes.
help him back on the track, because he's not going to win in anything.
Let me put it to you this way. The reason why we're testing the interactive guys is you've got your competitors, then you've got your competitors, and then you've got your guys who's going for a rally to get the experience, and then you've got your guys who just want to take part. If an interactive rally rider gets to a competitor that's completely lost and they help each other, I'm not going to penalize you hours and hours for that. I'll rather have you safe home than give you 20 hours penalties, if that answers your question.
Next question, will there be visible waypoints for us to put into
Yes, we will give you this year, very important this year, because I'm not using Sorrel as tracking with his extra device. Each competitor has to have a e-tracks with him, or we will, on the electronics, we will download the route for the day, overlap it with the actual route. Penalties will be applied and speed zones will be checked. Your e-tracks will have to record every morning from the start of the special, not liaison, start of the special to the end of the special. We will download that track view your speed zones, view your missed waypoints, and apply penalties as possible. If your e-tracks, if your GPS does not record, you will receive all missed waypoints and speed zone penalties. We've got our own crew doing it this year, yes. And we've also got, each rider will be on a 1 minute interval spot Gen 4 tracker, which has got an option of mechanical assistance required, SOS, I need emergency vehicle right now, like you normally did, like we did in Amageza, we had our Gen 3s, we've now got Gen 4s, and I've got a couple of Spot X two-way communicators. And the other thing, so on the Spot Gen 4, you've got your medical assistance, I need help immediately, something's bad. You've got your mechanical assistance, I need recovery. You've got your I'm okay, and you've got your check-in. So you've got 4 options of communicating. We will then have eyes and vehicles around you as soon as possible. Some guys will have a Spot X, which is two-way communication at all times. And then I have got for rent 10 sat phones from local that we will bring with. Each competitor who wants to rent that phone can rent that phone for his own safety. And what we will do once again is see, or in the rules it is again, if you come across a competitor that has crashed or injured, there is obviously in the briefings we will discuss and display what you need to do to make sure we as an organization know what's going on and we can get the emergency, the ambulances right there or with you as soon as possible. We're using Tigris ambulance services again this year, the same crew who went up with us to Uppington to Springbok. So they were pretty efficient. They will be with us again this year.
So the penalties for non-stopping and speed zone penalties, any penalties, will that come off your GPS? Will you guys get the info from the GPS or from the tracking device?
We'll look at both, but obviously a tracker is not going to show that you stop. So I'll take that from but in the special there are no stops. If there is a stop, there will be a official. The only stop that there is at the fuel zones, and at the fuel zone you will once again come in, give your time card to the official, he'll write in your time, you've got to figure out your 15 minutes because it's a 15 minutes mandatory stop. All competitors has to fuel their own bikes at the fuel stop. Eat something, there'll be a medic to check if you want to eat something, there will be a medic there to check if the rider is okay, and then from there you carry on. If you depart early, obviously the tracker will show it and you will be penalized accordingly. If you leave late, well, you're penalizing yourself. Yes.
Spare GPS maybe in your back pocket.
That's up to you. If you want to take 2 GPSs for backup, it's up to you. From the beginning, I wanted to do it like the Amageza. We all had our e-tracks and we entered it handed it in, we downloaded the tracks, overlaid it. That was the original plan. Sarl made my life easier. Unfortunately, he's not available this year, so we're going to do it. Remember, once again, the Baja we had in Alexander Bay, we're using some of those routes. So this year is a Baja style event with just a little bit more liaisons. Right, guys, anything else I can tell you or share with you? Yes, Andre. Once again, because it is a MSA event, you will do self-scrutineering. Our scrutineer will scrutineer you. You have to hand in your self-scrutineering form. We will check your gear. We will check your bike to comply. Your bike has to be roadworthy. You have to have your insurance cover. Even on the Rally Rampage, guys, the bikes has to be road legal because we are going on public roads to get to the special stages. If you lose an indicator here and there, you've got hand signals. I'm not going to penalize you if you lose this. I know some of the RRs, this thing has got indicators, but some of the KTM RRs, they don't even have indicators because they've got riders with big signals, so they can all show each other where they're going. We need to keep our bikes as road legal as possible. Even on the Rampage section, we need to have the insurance, medical cover, and necessary entry indemnity form signed. Once again this year we'll do an online entry, so you don't have to fill in any papers. You just need to, we'll print it out for you. You just need to come sign it the day of scrutineering, and then MSA only opens your MSA license 30 days before the event. So MSA license link I will post on the 8th of July onwards once the link is open. You cannot buy an MSA license now unless you've got an annual license. If you want to have a license for Chrono, it's a one event license. You'll only be able to get it a month before the actual event. This year we will have quite a bit more beds available, so some of the crews can upgrade to actually sleep in a bed. You don't have to tent, but that needs to be arranged with me up front. And then the bucket list guys, they all tent. Non-negotiable, because you are sleeping out 2 nights. You will tent the 2 nights that you're there, but you have got shower and bathroom facilities the 2 nights that you are in the bivouac. Okay, Clinton, can I call you to tell us a little bit about your new shop and about your participation in this year?
Sean, thank you very much. I think for everybody that knows me, it's more from the Superbike days when I was part of the magazine. And the magazine business stopped working. Everybody started going more electronic, and I had to reinvent myself. And I came down and opened the pole shop for different owners. And in any case, the idea was to try and get involved there, and that didn't materialize. And I then started in KTM Cape Town, and we ran that for the last year. I was trying to get into that as well. I've always had my own skin in the game. That didn't materialize, and right now, Maury and Renal, we're in discussions with getting more involved here. But I think the Chinese is definitely coming on strong. If you just look at the Haval cars and all of the Chinese things, there's other brands out there, KO and MT and CF Motor and stuff. So right now, we've managed to tie this up for Motor Shed, the Cove brand, and Sean, when we know that your event was happening with the Chrono, I got talking to you and saying, listen, can we get involved? And I think this was hopefully is only going to form a small part of this shop's business going forward, but I think it's quite a phenomenal bike and at the value for money. And just to say, Fred, thank you very much for coming out. You've just spent 2 weeks on the bike with Hardy, and if anybody wants to ask questions, in the past, I've been quite critical in my little editor's column on the Chinese thing. I mean, I had a Steers franchise, and I had some of those big boy bikes, which I could buy 2 little big boys for the price of a Honda, and I bought them, and the quality wasn't good. And then when I went to take it back for servicing it, it was a frustration, and I was quite vocal with my dislike for Chinese, and I now have to eat quite a humble pie because now I'm becoming the Chinaman in South Africa. But I think the timing is right to be more involved with the Chinese brands. KTM is moving their off-road production to China. The 790 gets made completely in China. A lot of the Norden's motors and stuff are being made there. So the Chinese are coming. I mean, even these phones, everything gets made in China nowadays. So I'm quite excited to be on one of the first pilot shops to be more involved with the Chinese shops going forward, and we'd like to be more involved with the Chrono. So on the tyre side as well, and we haven't tied up yet, but we are going to try and run the service department at the Chrono, and hopefully this is going to be the start of a long partnership. So thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks, Clinton. Guys, that's one of the reasons why we want Clinton there. one of the reasons why I want Clinton in there, because with the COVID, nice screen, interactive, we can develop road books for multi-day events going forward, and that is where Rally is going. Rally is expensive, I can tell you that. To organize, get all the permissions, get everything in place, it is expensive. If we can move to interactive and get that into a competition in the future, it becomes cheaper. And that's the goal. That's why we're looking at various areas, and obviously with Eugene, forming a partnership with Rally Rampage, which I'm very glad about as well, we can get the Western Cape also laid out in road books and stuff, and get the Joburg guys to come ride our terrain, or us go ride their terrain as well. So we're hoping that the interactive section will make it a little bit more interesting going forward. Right, that's about what I can tell you of where we are. Entries will open. We are busy with a Chrono shirt, which I forgot about, for this year. It's just a basic shirt with the map, this map layout in the back of the shirt, and Cronorally on the front. I am looking at having them printed in next week, and once I've got a actual shirt that I can show you, then I'll open some shirt sales for that as well. It's just to keep. Yeah, the first year we had a couple of shirts for sale just with the map on, and it just gives you the memory of the event that happened. So yeah, anything else from you guys? Online, poll, hello? Just the guys up. Ooh. Tracking timing format. How does the accommodation work for the crew? Okay, accommodation, as I said, for the crew, we've got a couple of spare beds, so we will, whoever arranges with me, I'll book an extra bed for them. There is a cost to it though, because crew is the food and camping cost, but if we upgrade it, there is a little bit of cost to it. And then the tracking and timing format, well, as I said, we will do, you've got your manual timing cards that we've got, and your each competitor has to bring an e-tracks, which we can then download the actual track that you did today. At the start, Martin will be at the start checking that your e-tracks is on and recording. It will be clear. You ride the route, and once we get back to the end official will switch it off, or you can switch it off as soon as you get to the bivouac. The minute you ride into the bivouac, you've got 5 minutes to get that e-tracks to Martin, so Martin can download, get the information, and we will overlay it and apply penalties, which we will then show if you want to query it. And that's where the protesting and all that thingies comes in. But yeah, we'll take it from there. Anything else will be as what we originally did in the Amageza days. Tracking, or your tracking, will be with spot trackers, and I'm making a plan to have various of them available for the event. Each competitor will have a Gen 4, which is on a 1 minute interval, so no matter where you are, I can pick up where you are throughout the entire event. I made a big deal with Globestar that they will help me with that, and the local guys from Joburg. Yes? E-Tracks, it's a Garmin E-Tracks. You buy them, yeah, Garmin E-Tracks. It's your best little tracking device for your own route, or so that you can record your route, and we can download your route and know where you were at what speed at all times. Guys, in a special, there will be this year, because there's only 2 sections where we're going close to towns. The rest of it there's no speed zones. It's pedal to the metal. I made a little video of a Jimny doing 130 on one of the routes. I recceed the route at 60 km per hour for 2.4 kilometers. I liked it so much, I turned around and I went back to see how fast I could go, and I went 130 km per hour with my Jimny through there. It was fun like this, but yeah, it's fun. So there are 3 sections of about 8 kilometers, which is 200K, and I'm not going to put a speed zone in there. That's your choice. Oh, anything else, guys? Yes? No. Rampage is not motorsport affiliated. It is a adventure outright. So you get, whether it's on your phone or a tablet on your bike, it's not timed, it's not tracked. You get your interactive, and if you get lost, you have got GPS waypoints, you punch it in and you get to the art. But Eugene will be there to explain the system for us. Well, it's made for the smaller guys or up to 890. The guy, if anyone wants to use a 890, you can use it on the Rampage class. You just got to suffer a bit. It's not recommended because where we're going, it is going to be tough. But your smallest bike, your range is 230 k's. 230 k's. You have to make 230 k's. One thing: the Rally Rampage does not enter under Cronorally. You enter under Rally Rampage. So there's a link on the website that says Rally Rampage. You click on that. It takes you to the Rally Rampage website, and you look for the Rally Rampage Chrono section, and you enter there. It is not under Cronorally whatsoever. Although if something happens to you, we do share medical and recovery services because you are part of a bucket list event. Okay. Best is to ask Eugene on bike size. He'll be able to give you the best advice. Me, 450 and up for the rally. Right, that's about it. Yes, Colin.
Regarding the Malamoto class.
Yes.
At the Bovak, would there be adequate service area, lighting?
Yes, the Malamoto has got one section. What is it called? It's a area that is marked off, the Braaigat or something like that. But the Malamoto is once again separated from the assisted riders. The same with the Rampage guys. They'll be on a different area. Houtwip is split nicely in different areas. There's quite a few chalets on one side, quite a few chalets on the other side, and there's a pool. So if once you finish the day, you can jump in the pool. Yes, the Malamoto guys will be separate. There is a workshop where the Malamoto Oaks will be able to operate from, and there is ample space for the assisted riders to work as well. There is undercover space. Somehow, every time we have a chrono, it rains. It never rains in August in Springbok, but we had lightning and it blew up the CST arch. How? I don't know. Whenever we go to chrono, it rains. So we've got undercover spots for the guys to work. Once again, same applies as last year and the year before. 11 o'clock is bivouac silence. This year, not 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, our thunderstruck will sound with our chicken, and first bike leaves 7:30, not 6:30. So, because we're not doing the distances that we did the previous years. And some guys complained, yeah, but the hands are cold on the bike early in the morning, so we made it an hour later. Yes, Steve. Yes. At the bivouac, we have to have our own environmental mats for the bikes to be serviced on. At the fuel stops, we've got a tarp, but it's better if you've got, we've got a tarp for you to refuel, but once again, once you arrive at the bivouac, bike has to be on your environmental. We will arrange a oil trap for the guys who service bikes to get rid of the oils again, because that goes to the Kleinseer mine. Or someone that I know in Kleinseer, they'll take the used oil. Right, so yes, Chrono 2024, entries are open. Our target is to have 20 competitors, 20 bikes and 5 side-by-sides. We cannot have more than that, and 10 Rally Rampage. Bucket list, only 4x4s. You're welcome to be as many as you want to, because you're going to have a jolt. You're going to have some seafood braai at the west coast, and you're going to have some biltong braai in the Richtersveld. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Kelvin? Same as previous years. There's a first, second, and third for the rally bikes, and a first, second, and third for the side-by-sides. If I have to split it in categories, I have to charge you more. But, yeah, I prefer not to. Each competitor that completes the entire special will receive a finisher medal. If you get towed in or recovered as an assisted rider after the special, you will still receive your medal, because it's not about who completes all the liaisons. It's about, can you finish the specials. The specials this year is tough. So your finisher medal is based on specials, not on the complete rally. And Dion, you have to come ride. I'm trying to convince this man to come ride. Yeah, so thank you very much for everyone that came out. Road books will be printed for the event. It's been verified by 4 riders. So we do have 2 weeks before the event, 4 guys riding the route to make sure the routes are right, make sure all the relevant dangers and waypoints are marked, and then we will print, and anything that changes we will discuss in the briefings in the evening. Day 1, 0 gates, liaison 0 gates. Day 2, you'll have about 10 gates that I'm aware of. But you treat every gate as a closed gate. This section on our farms, no, we will arrange the gates to be open. Once we leave our farms, there is about 6 gates before you get to the end of the special. But those are on open roads, they're not in jeep tracks. All the jeep track special section, I will make sure the gates are open, because it's on private property that my wife and her uncle owns. So I'll open the gates for you there. Day 3, I can't remember if I saw any gate, although in that section there was about a kraal or 2 that had wires around, but we avoided it by going through a jeep track or a rocky track around the corner. And this year I did not light the chimney on fire. I only fell off a mountain once. So I'm okay. Or the chimney is okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Mari. Thank you, Clinton. Everyone for coming. Kobus, dankie for your always being here. We will make the chicken sound 6 o'clock every morning. Thanks. Cheers.